Circles number 2. Our goal today is I can find arc measures and angles formed by chords, secants, and tangents. Okay, so a little bit of vocabulary here. You should know what a radius is. The radius goes from the center to the any point on the circle. The diameter goes um, through the center and has endpoints on the circle. A chord is just any 2 points that are on the circle, and the chord is on the inside only of a circle. So you might be able to say a diameter is a chord that goes through the center of the circle. A secant is a line that connects 2 points on the circle, but it goes outside of the circle. So the secant here goes outside, whereas the chord stays on the inside. And a tangent is always outside the circle. It will touch 1 point on the circle. Okay. All right. So our goal, let me go back here. Our goal was to find arc measures and angles formed by chords, secants, and tangents. So if I have two chords here, so FJ is a chord and RW is a chord. So if I have arc angles here formed by two chords, here's your formula here. The measure of an angle formed by two chords is half the sum of the measure of its intercepted arcs. So in other words here, this angle X here, angle FBW right there, is equal to the measure of arc FSW plus the measure of arc JR. You add those up and divide by 2. Okay, so in this case here, X is going to equal 203 plus 71 divided by 2. Okay. So that ends up giving me, hold on, 203 plus 71 divided by 2. That gives me 137. Okay. So once you find that, you could really find all 4 of these angles here. This is 137. This angle over here is 137 because they're vertical. These two are supplementary. So, 180 minus 137 gives me 43. So this would be 43. This would be 43. Okay. So there you go. All right. Another one, very similar chord and chord. So the measure of either one of these angles, angle DCM or angle XCW, is equal to the sum of the intercepted chords divided by 2. So, we got the 114 equals 178 plus X divided by 2. So this time I got to do a little algebra. Let's multiply by 2. So I get 228 equals 178 plus X. And then I need to minus 178 from both sides. And that gives me, let's see here, what would that be? 50, I think. 50 degrees equals arc X, or arc WX, okay? Arc WX equals 50 degrees, okay? So if you have two chords intersecting, you can find the angle of the intercepted arcs, or you can find the arcs. All right. So secant. So again, a secant goes through the circle, and it goes outside of it. Okay. The measure of the outer angle formed by two secant lines is half the difference of the measures of the intercepted arc. So you're always going to take the big arc minus the small one. The big one will always be further, just because the nature of an angle. As you get bigger, this arc is going to be bigger than that arc. So in the case of this problem, it's going to be 94 minus 32 over 2. And that will give me the measure of angle N. Okay, so 94 minus 32 is 62. Divided by 2 gives me 31 degrees. Okay, so you're going to need to know this formula here for secant and for two secants going through the circle. All right, here's another one. I have a secant and a secant. So same thing here. Big arc minus small arc divided by 2. So 132 minus x. Oops, I wanted that to be in red. Just so I'm using the same colors, minus x divided by 2, and that equals 43. So I'm going to need to do some algebra, multiply by 2. Those cancel, I get 86 equals 132 minus x minus the 132. That gives me negative 46, I think, equals negative x. And then I have to divide by negative 1. 46 equals x. All right, so there's my arc there of arc x. All right, the last thing is tangent in a secant. Okay, so I want you to think of it like it's an inscribed angle. So remember, if you recall from the first unit that we did on you know what? First unit that we did on circles. If I gave you an inscribed angle that looked like this, okay, you remember this, if this was x, this arc over here is 2x, okay? So the arc is double the inscribed angle. So you can kind of think of this tangent secant like an inscribed angle because the vertex is on the circle. So you could always just think of it as the intercepted arc here, made here, it's the angle is half of it. So it would just be 240 divided by 2. Think of it like it's inscribed, okay? Just like here, if this was, let's say this was, I don't know, say this was 100 degrees, well, then this would be 50, okay? Same idea here. This arc is 240 divided by 2. We get 120 for angle X right here, okay? All right, now sometimes they might not give you the angle. You might have to find it. I blocked it off there just to make sure that you remember. The arcs all add up to 360, so 360 minus 252, that will get me 108 for arc BQ. Okay, so there's my arc BQ. And again, think of this like an inscribed angle. This angle here, X, is half of that arc. So 108 divided by 2 equals 54 degrees. Okay, so there you go. All right. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and let's go back to our goal real quick. I can find arc measures and angles formed by chords, secants, and tangents. Okay, so thanks for watching.